Good noon to everyone. I would like to read my sharing because I was told that I have to deliver this in 15 minutes. So to make sure that I'm following the time limit, I have to read it. Right. Last quarter of 2004, I noticed some blood in my stool. It was not fresh, more of a dry kind of blood interspersed with my stool. I observed it did not happen on a daily basis, but about twice or thrice a month only. Then sometimes in March 2005, for the first time, my stool had fresh blood. I got scared, so I went for a checkup in Medical City. I was asked to undergo colonoscopy to find out the cause of the blood in my stool. I was praying it was just hemorrhoids, but when the result came, it turns out there was a tumor in my colon and it was malignant. I needed to undergo surgery to have it removed to find out what stage the colon cancer was. I did not have any other symptoms except that blood in my stool. I could not believe that I had seen Eden. Just that seemingly simple symptom, and it was already cancer. I felt like one of my feet was already in the grave, as though I could die anytime soon. After 2 weeks, I promised myself to stop grieving and stop questioning the Lord why it happened to me. I resolved to find a good solution to my health condition. I did not want to die yet. On April 26, 2005, I underwent surgery at Medical City. The tumor that was removed from my colon was a flat one, like the size of a 5 peso coin. Hence, it did not distract my bowel movement. My colon was cut and the surgeon removed 7 inches in my sigmoid area. That's the lower portion of the large intestine, which meant I did not need to use a colostomy bag. They also got 7 lymph nodes outside of my colon. I'm referring to the big intestine. Of the 7, only 2 had cancer cells and 5 have none. I was praying that it will only be stage 1, so there would be no need for treatment. Sadly, the results showed stage 3 colon cancer, according to my surgeon. Perhaps because of the size of the tumor, though no real metastasis yet anywhere else. Thank God for that. I went to see the oncologist recommended by my surgeon, who told me I needed to undergo an aggressive chemotherapy as there were already cancer cells floating in my blood. I did not feel comfortable going through it. I felt like I was going to die doing it. I prayed hard to the Lord some more and asked Him to reveal to me what treatment program would be best for me to undergo. I believe I received a strong sense from Him, as though I heard Him speak to my heart, saying, "Go natural." So I went around looking for a naturopathic doctor. I still did not like the treatment procedure of the first 2 alternative doctors I consulted. My best friend Vicky Castello suggested for me to see another one. It was through her neighbor, Ochi Villarasa, that I came to know Dr. Christine Gonzalez. Ochi was already a client of Dr. Christine for Healthy Lifestyle during that time. Together with my friend Dr. Maricho Pilapel, I went to meet Dr. Christine. After she explained her recommended regimen, I was finally convinced this was the kind of treatment I wanted for myself. It was gentle to the body and non-invasive, unlike chemo, which could destroy even the good cells in the process. I told my husband Ruben about my decision, and we came back with him again to listen to Dr. Christine for the details of the program. I told him that I prefer this kind of treatment, and that if God wants me to be healed, I will be healed, regardless of what treatment I end up choosing. I also remember Dr. Christine telling us the patient's will to live contributes 85% to the healing process, and only 15% comes from the treatment of the doctors. I have that struggle to live. I told the Lord I want to live longer. I didn't want to die yet. One blessing for me then was the clinic of Dr. Christine at that time was in Cedar Mansion along Escriva Street and Ortega Center, which is near my house, just down the road at the back of my library. At first, we had to do detox, which meant going into liquid diet for 2 months, taking all kinds of combined vegetable and fruit juices and herbal teas. I was also taking as many as 18 herbal pills and capsules in one go. I did not feel getting hungry taking only liquids for 2 months straight, as mentioned earlier, because it was as frequent as every hour. I always felt full. Of the liquid juices, I never liked the combined, like the malunggay and ampalaya shots, which I needed to take 3 times a day. Nonetheless, I obliged myself to do so in order to get healed. I underwent aromatherapy, cleansing my entire body of toxins. As Dr. Christine said, the skin is the biggest organ of the body that absorbs toxin from the outside. So I was at the Cedar Clinic almost every day, enjoying the said aromatherapy massages. It felt so good afterwards each time, and I started to get back the glow in my skin. Then I also had to do daily brushing of my skin all over my whole body and wrapping my abdomen nightly with castor oil. I also did colon cleansing, the enema, whatever it's like. I also didn't like it, but I have to do it every other day. I can't do it every day. Then vitamin C infusion weekly through a drip lasting for 4 hours. I also had to do regular kidney flask and gallstone flask. Another blessing for me is that I had a trusted maid who was trained at the clinic to do all my juices and teas. She was cooking and preparing all my herbal medications every single day and night. She also helped me with my colon cleansing, brushing, and castor pack. In many ways, it took care of me during my 1-year period of treatment. After 2 months, I was allowed to eat rice and veggies only. And no meat, no fish at all, just rice and vegetables. I lost a lot of body weight. It returned to the size when I was still single. Oh, how I love that figure. It did not last long though. I slowly regained some of my weight, as you can see now. After about 3 more months, when my body was strong enough, Dr. Christine started to give me the actual treatment for my cancer. It was a liquid form, transparent like water. I forgot the name. It was measured and added to my carrot juice, which I had to take 3 times a day. It was a mild treatment, except for some tingling on my lips. I also underwent Qigong and quantum test, sometimes administered by Dr. David, with whom I had a heart-to-heart talk about my spiritual aspect of my life. After 6 months of treatment, I took the quantum test again, and it showed that I was already cancer-free. We had to wait for another 6 months though to validate it. I went back to the hospital to undergo all the tests after a year from my surgery, and results showed I was indeed cancer-free. Thereafter, I still had to undergo colonoscopy yearly to check my colon, should there be any growths after my alternative treatment. 5 years passed, no recurrence. 10 years passed, no recurrence. This 2018 is my 12th year of cleared and declared cancer-free. During my treatment, I was neither down nor weak, but was rather up and about, except when I catch a flu virus. I still continue my healthy lifestyle of vegetable juices and herbal supplements up to now. If anyone wants to know, my veggie juices consist of carrots, cucumber, celery, sayote, bell pepper, yakun, and ginger. I drink it Mondays to Fridays. My herbal supplements include unicellular, vitamin C, milk thistle, turmeric, malunggay capsules. I don't like malunggay shots anymore, so I take capsules. I take them Mondays to Saturdays, then rest on the Sundays. Today I have no capsules. It's a rest day. Nevertheless, I'm honest enough to admit that I have resumed eating some meat and not so healthy food from time to time. There were times over the last so many years that I would get tired of eating fish and vegetables all the time. Or even skipping restaurant food when my family would go out on certain occasions we wanted to celebrate together. during those times when I'm under treatment, if we go to the restaurants, I have to bring my baon of organic food. I don't eat restaurant food. I bring my baon everywhere I go. I had cancer when I was 53 years old. Today, I'm 66 years old and counting by the grace of God. The Lord wants me to live longer and in good health to continue doing mission work. Wala sa mukha ko, but I'm a missionary. Which I have started doing even before I got sick. I now serve as one of the missionaries doing evangelization work for the residents of a big village with a newly established parish. And this is also one of my healing process because I am involved into something spiritual. Like many of you here, I am thankful that the Lord in His goodness allowed me to get healed. I believe my healing was 50% from the Lord and 50% from the treatment from Dr. Christine and Dr. Lim. They have been very good to me, very positive people being used by God to bring healing to many other patients, not limited to cancer, but any other sickness, right? My healing has somehow given my family and friends serious thoughts on eating healthy. Friends and even people I don't know come up to me and ask how I got cured. I would tell them it was through naturopathic treatment. Many of them have gone to see Dr. Christine. I had a lot of referrals. And I also give healthy lifestyle talk to people who wanted to know how I got it. Thank you.